Well, 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 it appears that the Hunter Biden laptop story was true after all. Who'd have thought? Shame nothing will come of it, though, seeing as corruption is part and parcel of the democratic government system, and if you disagree with me on that, that's because you're an idiot. So for those of you just waking up from a coma, well, you probably wish you were still in it. The world was better off. But anyway, Hunter Biden some months ago, likely in a drugged-out stupor, handed in a laptop at a computer repair shop over in Delaware, probably because it had more viruses on it than he does, and said laptop contained all sorts of sordid details of his illicit activities, and the story was a brief blip on the radar some months ago. Now, I knew the story was true for a variety of reasons, mainly because the media wouldn't touch it with a 10-foot freaking pole. A sure sign these days that the story has a high amount of credibility. Not to mention it was during election season, and such a story would have been pretty damaging to the damn near octogenarian the establishment was hoping to prop up as the marionette and parade around to the masses as the one who's running the country. By the way, if any of you are still dumb enough to believe he is running anything, might I suggest a lobotomy in your near future? Now, as much as I would like to don a classic Trump smug face, clasp my hands together and waving them vigorously from side to side and say, "Ha ha, I told you so," or even engage in a classic razor-fist chair-spinning, "Fuck you, I was right," it wasn't exactly the mystery of the century given the characters involved in the episode. On the one hand, you have senile dementia man, whose history of deceitful buggery harkens back all the way to a time where mobile phones were the size of your factory-working grandfather's fucking forearm, and his cracked-out drug-addled kid who's made his way through enough whores and narcotics to rival the fucking GDP of Papua New Guinea. So all the details verified. Don't even know how they were verified exactly. Could be with the aid of DMT pixies for all we freaking know. Was the email about the time the vice president of the moment, Joe Biden, met with one of Hunter Biden's business associates of Burisma. The email in question was from said business associate to Hunter, thanking him for meeting his father. This was after the 2014 coup in Ukraine and America installed their little puppet regime over there. So Bazooka Joe claimed that he did not know about his son's business affairs, stupidly forgetting he was on camera boasting about getting a prosecutor fired that was supposedly investigating Burisma. But anyway, one of Hunter Biden's business associates, Tony Bobolinsky, verified that the email was in fact true. Now, who are we to believe here? The corrupt career politician who has to save both his own skin and campaign, and likely trying to keep his drugged-up kid out of prison, or the email and the business associate? And not exactly a difficult choice here now, is it? Even Peppermint Patty got schooled on this. Check it out.
The president has said, and you have tweeted, that allegations of wrongdoing based on files pulled from Hunter Biden's laptop are Russian disinformation. There is a new book by a Politico reporter that finds some of the files on there are genuine. Is the White House still going with Russian disinformation?
I think it's broadly known and widely known, Peter, that there was a broad range of Russian disinformation back in 2020.
Okay.
More. The New York Times has authenticated emails that appear to have come from a laptop abandoned by Hunter Biden in Delaware. The president previously said that the New York Post story about this was a bunch of garbage and that it was a Russian plant.
I don't know how the hell it's a Russian plant. You telling me Putin was in favor of the guy who supposedly threatened to nuke him to orbit versus the guy who he could take out with a handshake and a cold stare? The level of lying is frankly embarrassing.
Does he stand by that assessment?
I pointed the Department of Justice.
Listen here, you lippy redheaded bitch. The question has nothing to do with the DOJ. It was leveled at you because you called it Russian disinformation. Not the DOJ, you. I legitimately hate this woman with every fiber of my being. And I know it's poor etiquette to wish ill on one's political opponents. That being said, if someone who were to take aim at that massive chip she has on her fucking shoulder manages to do significant collateral damage to that smug face of hers in the process, I'm not exactly gonna shed a tear about it, self-righteous wench. Anyway, now I'll be smug, because in my last video I made the point that because everything that's labeled as misinformation has in fact ended up being true several weeks or months down the line, it has now set a precedent for whenever you see the corporate press label anything it doesn't like as misinformation, and then this comes out the very next day, perfectly proving not only my point, but showing as usual I am always right on the damn money. Take it away, Razor Fist.
Fuck you, I was right! Fuck you, I was right! Fuck you, I was right!
Thank you, Razor. Oh, one last thing that no one but me is going to point out. One very amusing unintended consequence in all of this. This level of journalistic hatchet work and censorious stupidity makes it look like Russia does much better journalistic work than we do. That's the reason why these assholes banned RT and Sputnik. If I was going to study journalism right now, I would think, man, I gotta head over to Moscow because that Russian disinformation I keep hearing so much about is really fucking accurate. Oh, what a shit show this all is. Realize we are staring down the barrel to nuclear war, and partly to blame for all of this is deliberate media incompetence around the corrupt shenanigans of a fucked up whoring drug addict. Welcome to the 20s, ladies and gentlemen. God help us all. And that's all for today. Until next time.